Ladies and gentlemen, I am It's Bread Time, and this is Pass or Play. Every month here on G&G, I'll be downloading PlayStation Plus's free games of the month and letting you know if you should too. Up first this month is Lovers in a Danger Spacetime, which can be played solo or with up to 4 players in local co-op. The premise is simple. Defeat the forces of anti-love and repair the Ardor reactor which united the universe with love. Select a character. Choose a campaign. Pick your ship. And save Space Bunnies. Combat consists of piloting your craft with your AI or human counterparts and balancing the systems to be an efficient savior of bunnies. You must work together to balance turrets, radar navigation, piloting, and cannons. I found that the controls are simple, button prompts easy to understand, and gameplay is rewarding. There's a definite groove to the moment-to-moment action, and finding that balance with a friend made it that much more enjoyable. Lovers is a game that's been on my own radar for some time. It's challenging, but also simple enough to grasp quickly, which could be perfect for those of you who have friends and family that don't normally play video games. I can see some people disliking the style of this game, but I wouldn't be so quick to judge. Behind the cute, colorful facades is a challenging and rewarding game. Lovers in a Danger Spacetime will be staying on my PS4 for the foreseeable future, and I can safely suggest that you play this title. April's next PS Plus release is Curve Digital's 10-Second Ninja X. "10-Second Ninja" is just that. Use your skills as a ninja, double jumps, sword slashes, and throwing shurikens to solve side-scrolling levels that need to be completed in 10 seconds or less ideally. This PS4 and Vita title has good humor in the form of its primary antagonist, but for me, it's not enough to carry the weight of the game. This game is fast, naturally, and controls feel snappy and responsive with a PS4 controller in hand. As you progress, levels become more complicated. New robot enemies and traps are introduced and really make you approach the game like a puzzle. Which way should you jump first? Where do I use my 3 shurikens? "10-Second Ninja X" leaves these questions for you to answer, but doesn't punish you for it. Restarting a level is as easy as you'd hope it'd be, and as fast as you can get your finger on the R1 button. But be prepared. You will fail. A lot. And you will hear buzzers. A lot. "10-Second Ninja X" is an interesting title. At its base, it's a solid title, and a solid game, but it leaves me wanting more. I can see a future in which I download it on my Vita, maybe on a rainy day or for a long trip, but as far as PS4 titles go, I'll take a pass. Up next in April 2017's PlayStation Plus offerings is Curses and Chaos, made by Tribute Games. Now this is a single screen arena brawler. What it does have working for it is it's available for the PS4 and PS Vita and supports cross-buy, cross-save, and cross-play features. The problem is, it's not very fun. Combat feels flighty, characters feel weak, enemies feel stupid, the whole game feels shallow. In all fairness to Curses and Chaos, I do enjoy the music and the art style, but something about this game just repels me. Maybe it's from a single player standpoint, because I didn't have an opportunity to play with a second player. That being said, I love to be proven wrong, so let me know if you have played with a second person if this game becomes more fun. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to stick with my verdict. This game's a pass.
Hiya, kid! Magic Mouse here. I just can't wait to gut you wide open.
Welcome to hell, you sons of bitches!
Talked about the lungs, and now we know how they interact. Let's just say you come up on an accident scene. Somebody's heart may not be beating. They may not be breathing. Then what we need to do is initiate what we call CPR, or cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Our last game of April 2017, Drawn to Death, has had an interesting path to release and was directed by God of War and Twisted Metal's very own David Jaffe. If you look back a few years, Drawn to Death was originally part of a slew of PlayStation exclusive games set to hit the market as free-to-play. Fast forward to 2017, its free counterparts are considered failures, and Drawn to Death is now $20. A $20 multiplayer game that releases for free on PlayStation Plus? Sounds familiar. But let me be clear, this is no Rocket League. In Drawn to Death, you'll find a game as polarizing as its art style. You are art. No, nothing Michelangelo would have painted into the ceiling of a chapel. You're the scribbled spawn of a high school student. In fact, everything is in that hand-drawn style you might find in a notebook. Some might say it's drawn to death, but personally, I enjoy the art style. The maps are busy, the guns are crazy, and the characters are inventive in skill set and design. I briefly had the opportunity to try the game during alpha, and they've done a lot to fix the lack of contrast that plagued earlier versions. The humor, depending on your tastes, can leave room to be desired. The game is constantly throwing insults at you, your opponents are insulting you, the characters are insulting each other, and you are insulting them. This is where I think Drawn to Death can lean into its premise a little too hard. Low-hanging fruit is often taken from the branch and thrown at your face. I quickly found myself turning it out in favor of what's really important: gameplay. Drawn to Death would fit right in the PS2 era. I don't mean that as a bad thing necessarily either. It's a 2v2, a free-for-all shooter tuned around crazy guns, power-ups, and ultimate moves. Kill your opponents with chainsaws, hats, tail whips, sniper rifles, RPGs, and JRPGs. Character movement can be floaty. Everyone can double jump and hit trampoline-like boosters to give the maps verticality, and as time went on, I started to get a feel for traversal. My main complaint about the game would be that its guns don't always feel good. There's no punch, and enemies can feel a bit spongy as a result. The free-to-play hooks can be seen in keys that unlock new weapons and skins for your character, which can now be unlocked in quests you do during matches. I've yet to dig deeper into the loot that's available, or if there's other ways to go about unlocking them. For example, money. I've been reading the landscape around Drawn to Death the last few days, and I'm seeing a lot of mixed results. There are the obvious knocks against its humor, but underneath it all I think it's a shooter that's revisiting tropes to the shooter genre that aren't seen much since the days of Timesplitters 2. I don't know how long I'll play, but I do know that I'll be revisiting Drawn to Death, and because of this, and its polarizing nature, I can only suggest one thing. You should play Drawn to Death. I think there are kernels of a good game there, and because of that, you should give it a try. All of that said, that's it. Those are the titles available on the PS4 console for the month of April 2017 on PlayStation Plus. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of Pass or Play. I'm It's Bread Time with Grenades and Goblins. If you enjoyed what you watched, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, comment below, and check us out on Twitch if you enjoyed it. We'll see you in May.